They ask.
No, that's separate.
You
still got to file the state.
Yeah, you still got to file.
Separate.
I see a nice difference.
But because the federal has a bigger chunk anyway.
Yeah, the federal has
a
bigger chunk.
But the state said, we're not honoring the no tax on tips in the overtime.
I wasn't expecting them to anyway.
I mean, that's just flat out, that's ignorant.
Nah,
just because you got overtime, I understand in terms of the money difference, after everything is said and done, but still.
That was just a thing to get blue collar people.
It does actually
to try to lean towards them.
Yeah, but it happens in other states. It doesn't happen here in Chicago, Illinois, New York, and California. They're like, no, we're not.
No, I'm just saying, just the whole proposal, just the whole thing.
No
tax on the overtime. It's that didn't really fully make sense. It makes sense to the people who out here actually have to fucking work overtime just to pay their bills, which is going to be black and brown people for the majority.
Yeah.
Well, overtime applies to everybody. So.
Well, yeah, but the people people that with him, like they, traditionally, if you want to put a carte blanche like a statement over it, it's like they're gonna be majority salary. So it's like how much overtime they make a salary.
Yeah, but if you make it salary,
so that don't apply to you. So I'm saying
it don't apply. But typically you're not going to be making under 50,000 and salary. That's absurd.
Well, but I'm saying that policy. It was very obvious that policy was aimed at was aimed at a certain demographic to get that demographic to leave.
It was aimed at me,
and it was a bad idea to institute it in the first place. Like, why would you tax tips? Period. And that was during the time where you had college students, a lot of people that are working at restaurants because they get paid like shit. That were dependent on that.
The tips is different. I'm like, you shouldn't get taxed on tips, but overtime is like you still. I feel like that's still the same as working regular, like as far as when it comes to taxes, it's still an income. Like a tip I feel like a tip is separate. But do you think it's one of those overtime? It's still an income that should be taxed, especially when you giving tax cuts to the corporations
But even now,
that's employing these people.
I think certain things that comes in with stuff like that, as far as from the federal standpoint, when you put a bill out there like that and people like it, they know the other party can't go against it or can't reverse it. People will see it as a bad thing. Even now, they're trying to say, hey, I spend over $5,000 a month on my dog. I should be able to write off a tax for that because I got to buy insurance. I got to bring them to the doctor. Make sure their vaccines are up to date, and people use their dog for their businesses, guard dogs, service animals. That should be in there.
Service animals, but the rest of that shit, no.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think so? If you have a dog, I know I have a dog, and them vet bills be adding up every month.
It was your choice to go out and buy a dog. Now it's your responsibility to take care of it.
But some people will say the same thing with children. You do have a choice to have children or not.
I mean,
not saying that, but just saying that.
In a broad sense, you got a choice to have children. But if you don't have children, then what happens to the population? It ain't gonna be if you don't buy a dog, the world is gonna keep on spinning.
A lot of people are definitely for it. A lot of people are definitely for having to be able to have a tax credit for.
There's no different. A dog is property. It's just like trying to write off your car that you drive to work back and forth to work with.
But you can.
You can do that
to an extent.
Shit, I'm writing mine off.
I do too.
But that's a work vehicle though.
I do write off parts on the vehicle.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. You can actually write off clothing, anything that pertains to
your clothes, itemized and shit.
I know all of that, but I'm talking about just that's not. But having a dog is not related directly to work. You can write off things that are directly related to you bringing in an income. Yeah. But you buy a motorcycle on top of your regular car. It's like I don't think that'll apply to that as well. It's like a dog is an optional luxury liability expense that you taking on.
But so is a business. It's an option, but you can still write off business expenses. That's business taxes.
Well, that's an income. That's different.
Just claim that you blind in one eye.
Now,
And the
if you
dog
got a
help
dog
you get around.
breeding business, then that's different.
What if the dog help you? You say, I'm blind in one eye.
I think I'm
Dog
leaving
help
out
you
too
walk
That's why I
much
said
because
if a service animal is, I feel like that's a little different. If you
yeah,
got
a service animal. Yeah, but I feel like I'm leaving out because now people do have businesses with their dog with this social media. Whether is it a guard dog or you're paying for training services. Like there's definitely a whole conversation that's going on. I don't know about cats. Cats is a whole nother thing. But then
I'm pretty sure that there's a rich person out there some way trying to find that's figured out a way to write off their dog expenses.
but not like dog.
I know somebody, quote unquote, that wrote off 2 birds, parakeets. So
that's
anything is possible.
Yeah, like the people like, hey, people really love their dog. They're considered a family
Hey,
member.
my dog.
They have funerals. They have it's a lot that goes into it. Birthdays.
No, I love dogs.
I'm
I want a dog, but I'm being responsible and waiting until I can afford to take care of the dog the way that I know that I want to take care of the dog, and the dog deserves to be taken care of. And when that comes with insurance, that comes with saving up for vet bills, and that comes with food and all that other stuff.
all that now,
so
man.
it's just like, hey, if you can afford that stuff, then you probably shouldn't have a dog.
Cool.
Yeah.
And not be trying to write it off.
I lose my drugs a lot. I need my dog to help me find them.
Like, man, like dogs are picky eaters too. That they be they know when you upset, but we getting too in deep. We gonna go.
I mean, shit, conversation.
It's dogs. We still got time.
Nah, we can wrap up.
Wrap it up.
9:30.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna come back to that.
Oh yeah. Well, no, we can.
We're gonna come back to.
And we need to come back to that Matrix discussion that you had brought up earlier because there's been some weird things.
Oh yeah, I got in my notes.
Yeah, I'm gonna
being in
put them in my
simulation,
notes.
But I know that was gonna be a whole nother hour.
Yeah.
No, definitely. At least that'll give us an aim for the next show. But all right, y'all.
All right.
Some more bad shit is going to happen before we get back.
I'm pretty sure it is. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and all of that. And holla at you later. Peace.
Y'all want to stay for the after show?